Okay, welcome everyone to our InnoMatch info session, info webinar number 2. Today we'll be addressing some key elements towards our open call addressed to EIC Awardee and Supplier. My name is Thais Vares, and I work for Success coordinating the project. I hope we have a nice event with us today. We will be approaching first what is the EIC Innovation Procurement Program and the InnoMatch program. After that, we will take a further look on the application process, which documentations are required, how to apply, where to see the information. And then following to this, we will deep dive into our InnoMatch program, followed by a Q&A session. So I will just before we start remind you some of our housekeeping rules to have a very organized and dynamic session. So as you are doing this webinar, all participants will be muted, and we encourage you to post all questions that you might have in our Q&A box. We'll be reading them after all the presentations are concluded. So now I will invite Ina, our InnoMatch coordinator for Success, to
Thank you, Thais. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Ina. As Thais said, I'm the InnoMatch coordinator, and I'm happy to share with you today briefly about the InnoMatch project. Thais, next slide, please. So about the InnoMatch. InnoMatch is powered by the EIC Innovation Procurement Program, and it aims to facilitate the faster commercialization of cutting-edge technologies through procurement. We will be supporting the pilot testing or proof of concept demonstration of innovative solutions provided by EIC awardees for buyers, public or private customers, and we'll be supporting in total 38 pilots with a maximum of 60,000 euro per pilot or proof of concept. Next slide. This slide presents the InnoMatch in a nutshell. InnoMatch is about de-risking innovation procurement by providing financing to innovative solutions with high potential for adoption. On one side, InnoMatch targets the buyers, both public or private, and on the other side, European companies, suppliers of innovative solutions. InnoMatch provides a safe environment for the buyers to test innovative solutions addressing their unmet needs, which cannot be addressed by existing solutions on the market, leading to a high potential for adoption and faster commercialization of those solutions as a final result. If selected, the EIC awardee receives a grant of up to 60,000 euro, as I said, to test their solutions within the buyer's premises or services supported by the buyers, and of course by the InnoMatch partners. So if selected, the pilots or the proof of concepts will enter the 12-month InnoMatch program, where the InnoMatch team will support and guide the beneficiaries, the EIC awardees, and their committed buyers. And the keyword here is committed, since the buyers' support and involvement during the piloting phase is crucial for the successful deployment. And finally, our aim is to create the conditions that successful solutions are eventually adopted after the pilot phase. Of course, we cannot oblige the buyers to do that. Next slide, please. Of course, benefits. There are a lot of benefits that InnoMatch provides to both the EIC awardees and the buyers. And this is not only the grant that the selected pilot or proof of concepts will receive. The EIC awardees will be given the chance to reach out to strategic customers to test and improve their solutions, supported and guided by the InnoMatch team, as I've mentioned, which will eventually lead to a high potential for adoption of these solutions if they prove successful. The buyers will have the opportunity to receive for free a solution to a burning innovation need they have. Of course, they will have the possibility to collaborate with top-notch innovators selected in a competitive process by the InnoMatch, within InnoMatch, and the opportunity to engage of proof of concept demonstration or pilot testing before committing to full-scale procurement. So by allowing this test before invest approach, we are minimizing the risk related to uncertainties of adopting such innovative solutions. And that's why we're saying that InnoMatch is the risk in innovation procurement. On top of this, the InnoMatch team will facilitate the matchmaking between the EIC awardees and the buyers where this is needed, when they need it, through a series of matchmaking sessions. And of course, the selected EIC awardees and their committed buyers will receive expert support and guidance by our team during the implementation phase as part of the InnoMatch program. And finally, if you can go to the next slide, please. This is a very brief overview of the InnoMatch open calls. I said we are having a competitive process. So we have a couple of open calls, different types of open calls. The first one targets the EIC awardees and buyers. They're invited to apply in pair together, and we will be launching 2 waves of this open call. Wave 1 is currently running. It will be open until April 17th, and my colleague Thijs will let you know a little bit more into detail about what it is. And then we have an open call for buyers as well, which was launched in February and will be open until 8th of May. And finally, a third type of open call for EIC awardees, which will be presenting, applying with an innovative solution, meeting the identified challenges by the buyers in the open call for buyers. So 3 types of open calls. If selected, the EIC awardees will enter the 12-month InnoMatch program supported by the InnoMatch team to test the solution. I will not go too much into detail here because, as I said, my colleagues will deep dive into the open call for EIC awardee and buyer in a second. And finally, this is the amazing team that is behind InnoMatch, supported by the Innovation Council Innovation Procurement Program team at EIC. So in the next minutes, Thijs and Lucas will present more details, as I said. Back to you, Thijs, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Ina, for the overview of our InnoMatch initiative. Now, as mentioned, we're going for the number 2 topic of our agenda. I will present to you the application process to apply for this open call, targeting EIC awardees and buyers. So as you mentioned, this is our open call number 1 for InnoMatch. The deadline is the 17th of April, so we still have time to align this information and ask questions, talk to us, and submit your application until the 5 p.m. CET. Quick look on who can apply. We, as mentioned, are targeting EIC awardees. So any EIC awardee that has an EIC Pathfinder grant, EIC Transition Accelerator, or an EIC prize winner, being a single entity with a concluded or still ongoing project or grant, are eligible to apply. In this open call that you are paired with a buyer, you're going to apply together, but you, the EIC awardee, is the one submitting all the information. So you are the applicant of this open call. And how you're going to apply for this open call? We broke down in 3 steps to guide you. The first one is to get information. Second one is to register yourself. And the third one is to submit all the documents. So let's see how you can get informed. We advise all EIC awardees and of course all the buyers that are looking forward to apply, to take a deeper look into our guidelines for applicants. So if you go to a project website, you will go to the menu open calls, the first one, and then see here with the red arrow, open call for EIC awardee buyer. You click on it, you open the page, and you'll see down here in the slides the link for the guidelines for applicants. And this is how the guidelines, how they are structured. Is an extensive documentation where you see everything in terms of what are the benefits and involvement for each actor, the summary of the open call, how the financial support works and where do the funds come from, eligibility criteria, also the preparation submission of all documentation. So this is a really detailed documents that we prepared for you to assist your application to our open call. So this is the first step. I list here on the left everything that you find, as mentioned in these guidelines. You also find listed here on the right side examples of the forms that we use throughout the application phase and also after the application is selected to join our program. Step that you need to consider on applying to our open call is to create a profile in our F6S platform. So how do you do that? You go to our F6S platform and then you choose one of the options that we offer you to create a profile. You can create using Google, you can use a LinkedIn account, Facebook, or even your email. This is super easy. It's just a quick step for you to be able to access the application form, which is stored in our F6S platform. Important to take a look again on all documentation. So first, you see this first four here on top, documents at applying stage. These are the ones that you will need to take a look and submit to us while you are applying to this open call. So the first one, you take a look in the guidelines for applicants that I mentioned, and then we have the application form, the proposal template, and also the letter of commitment from the buyer. I will be focusing on those three documents during the application stage in the next slides, so you can take a look and see if you have any questions. So here you can see what it looks like, how our platform looks like. This is our application form on the F6S platform. This is where you add all the information in company, contact details, the buyer, etc. It's really easy and straightforward. And we also have a very interesting feature in our F6S platform. You can see here on the right side is our discussion board. We created this because we feel it's key for all the applicants to have a dedicated space to post questions, post any doubts they might have. So if you took a look on the application form, if you have a question, you're more than welcome to post it here. We'll be directly addressing and answering your forwards. This is our proposal template. So if you want to apply for our open call, you have to download the proposal template, fill in everything that we request, and send it over to us. We need to receive these documents with all information from your initiative, from the project that you'll be approaching, etc. And this is the other document that is required for you to apply to our open call. It's the letter of commitment from the buyer. As mentioned by my colleague earlier, we are only looking forward to committed buyers. They're really looking forward to wait with the EIC innovator and to active throughout this InnoMatch program. So this is a quick letter of commitment template that we created, and this will be filled in by the buyer that is paired with you. Okay, so now that we have seen all the documents that are required to apply for our open program InnoMatch, I think it is also key to remind you some of the evaluation criteria that we have for the to select the EIC awardees and buyers and see who will be joining our program. So the first criteria is the alignment and impact. Of course, all the applications should be aligned with our open call objectives. So please also keep in mind associated challenges while writing your proposal. The second evaluation criteria is excellence. You need to be able to show us the quality of the solution that you are proposing to the unmet needs of the buyer that you're paired with and the technical aspects of it. The third one is the commitment. Again, we are really tackling into this commitment because this is key to have successful application. So we really need the EIC awardees and the buyers to show that they are keen to implement a committed collaboration. So if you have a detailed plan of how you're going to do this together, this will be this is also evaluated by us as a key criteria for the open call. And the fourth one is the team and implementation. So anything that approaches the skills, the infrastructure of your organization, management is experience to address the pilot, and looking forward to the commercial exploitation of the solution will also be requested by us on this evaluation phase. Here you can take a look on the indicative timeline that we have for this open call. So as mentioned, the deadline for this open call is the 17th of April, 5 p.m. CT. After that, we'll be conducting the eligibility criteria, taking a look at those elements that I just mentioned, and then we'll have an evaluation and selection by June. After that, by July, we will have the contracting phase and the start of the InnoMatch program. Here, I'd like to address some open call tips to all of you that are looking forward to apply to our open call. So again, please download and read all the details that we have in our website and our guidelines for applicants, all the templates and post any questions that you have. Not only here on the Q&A box that we'll be addressing, but also if you remind something later on, if you find something that you have a doubt, post in our discussion board of the open call page. The second tip that we like to remember the applicants is to double check for any potential conflict of interest that you think might happen. The third tip, please make sure there is no double funding on the same solution or proposal that you are about to submit to us. And also, please don't forget to attach your proposal documents and the sign-on letter of commitment from the buyer. These are required documents for us to be able to move to the evaluation phase. And the last information that we have here on the slides, as stressed earlier, the submission of all of those documents is done through our F6S platform. So again, just to reinforce, read all the documentation that we have, ask any questions that you might have during the process, and the doubts, anything that you might be willing to clarify, and then submit your application in our F6S platform. And that's it for me in terms of the InnoMatch application process and documents. I will be now passing over to Lucas Bond from Civitan. He will be approaching our InnoMatch program. Lucas.
Thank you so much, Thais. Yes, we did a brief overview of the program already and a little bit about how to apply for it. Now let's talk about what actually you're applying to and what is expected from you during the program, and how we plan to support you. So if you could go to the next slide, please. Then you can see that the program itself is 12 months long. It's designed to help you de-risk innovation procurement, and it does so in 4 different kind of phases, right? In the beginning, it's all about preparation and setting things up between you, the EIC solution provider, as well as to the committed buyer. In your case, in OC1, most of you will know each other already, the 2 parties, but still, it's all about preparation. You will ask here what exactly you will do during the rest of the phase, what KPIs you will set for yourself, and basically measure kind of what determines success, right? That's all in the preparation stage. In the deployment stage is where you will actually start working and testing the solution that you have. It will be a lot of back and forth between you and the buyer, trying to learn as much as you can from each other. Then you enter the assessment phase. Here it's reflection time, more or less. You try to collect all of the insights that you have and the measurements, and you reflect back on what you set out to achieve, and determine how to move forward. And then we have the growth stage. This is more parallel to the other stages, and this is where we are supporting you to for both EIC solver or solution provider, as well as the committed buyer, to kind of grow out of the one-on-one relationship and look for even more opportunities. If you could go to the next slide, you will see immediately here how long those different phases, at least the first 3, will last. But don't worry, in case you are a bit faster or ahead of the curve and you don't need, for example, 2 months to set things up, you can do it in 1 month or something like that. Then we will not be in the way for you to start actually, working. So this is a little bit indicative. Same goes for if you feel like you need a little bit more months on the deployment phase, and the assessment one can be done more quickly. This is also okay. Do keep in mind here is that for each of the phases, there are some deliverables that we request from you to make, which are linked to your funding requests, and those dates they are a little bit less flexible. But other than that, you can move faster or a bit slower if you need. Those deliverables that I mentioned, they are there also to help you, right? So on one part, they're for us to understand what you've been up to and how it's going, the progress you've been making. But it's also helpful for you. You can monitor your own progress a bit more. You can monitor the relationship that you have between the EIC solution provider and the committed buyer. You can reflect, and it kind of forces you to look into the future. Are we likely to succeed here together, or do we need to make some changes? Kind of what do we need to do to maximize the chance of adoption? And that's actually what we're here trying to do, of course. So that's on the deliverable side. at first, the deliverable will be this action plan that will kind of be in the preparation stage, as I mentioned earlier. Here you'll provide an extra layer of detail, kind of agree together what will be done, when it will be done, and what dictates your success. It's really nice to do that at the beginning of such kind of program, so that in the end you know what you set out to achieve. Then there will be an interim report and a final report that will be looking into the progress you've made, the problems you've encountered along the way, and the plan that you wish to execute in order to overcome the problems. So it's relatively light, I would say. I know it sounds a bit scary here, but we've created the deliverables quite in a light way to make it as smooth as possible, not get stuck into too much administration, at least as much as we can reduce it. We are doing that. If you would go to the next slide, it's a quite nice overview table. If you can't wait for our slides to be sent, this would be the moment for you to take a screenshot. It kind of summarizes here what we're set out to do, and you can share that with your kind of partner organization with whom you would like to apply. In case they are not here today in the info session, this is really good to share with them, because it also includes a bit more what we will do from our side to help you. Okay, so it's not just you come into our program and here are some deliverables, you make the deliverables, and here's the funding. We try to really increase the chance of adoption and also lower the risk of procuring innovation, right? So how are we doing that? First of all, we do bi-monthly check-ins on the progress. One of those check-ins would be with a dedicated mentor. They will follow you throughout the whole 12 months of the program. They will dare to answer questions, but also ask questions from you and kind of steer you in the right direction, help you onboard the right type of internal and external stakeholders at the right moments, and things like that. So we're kind of one side providing you advice and learning from you, but they're also there to help you with the structure for those 12 months. What we've noticed is that it's quite nice to meet on this regular basis to kind of stay on track with what you're doing. So that's one of those sessions. The other sessions are peer-to-peer sessions. This is where you'll be meeting some of the other projects that are in our program. You can share some best practices, some pitfalls that you've found yourself in and climbed out of. It's a nice kind of routine to learn from each other. And sometimes we will also do some seminar instead of those peer-to-peer sessions. And that's actually really where that grow phase comes into that we talked about before. We will do some sessions there as well to kind of build capacity and help you out. Other than that, maybe that's more interesting also from just our side, from the InnoMatch program, how we are measuring our impact. We will do a survey from the beginning and in the end. So that's also included in one of those things that make our program. We can move to the next slide. That was it actually for what information I'm sharing with you right now about the program. I'm sure that if you have any more questions, I'm able to answer. But probably more focus will be on the application and the stages before that. So, and that's also this slide here. So it's always nice to do this pilot program, but some of you might want to find somebody still with whom to apply, and we are trying our best really to help you through that process. So please look in your calendar. If you do not know anybody to apply with, it would be really great to be there on the 10th of April. At the same time, feel free to reach out to us and we can help you as well on a kind of ad hoc or on-demand basis. That's always good. Sometimes we know a buyer that could fit your needs quite well. And please register there. Next week we will also be on the EIC Summit in Brussels. In case you are there, I'm sure we will be unavoidable. So we will run into each other. Just make sure to say hi. It's always nice to see face to face as well, and we can offer some support there. Thijs, did I miss something on this slide?
No, I think that's all. Thank you so much, Chris, for presenting the program, the phases of the program, the details, and also for the reminder in this next matchmaking session that we'll be implementing on the 10th of April. We invite all EIC awardees to join in. We'll post the link on the chat for you to register. Just keep in mind that this Innovation Procurement Academy is being led by another initiative called Sprint for EIC. And this academy will be happening from the 7th to the 10th of April. And our matchmaking session from InnoMatch will happen on the last day, on the 10th of April. But we will share the link in the chat for all of you to apply, to register, and to be there with us. Also, if you are at the EIC Summit next week, as mentioned by Lucas, we'll all be there. Please talk to us. We'll be more than happy to promote our project and answer any questions that you might have in the application process or anything related to what we discussed today. And with this, I will now go to our Q&A slot. I know that we already have some questions here in the chat, so we'll start reading them. We have one from Nila asking, a company with an EIC Accelerator Seal of Excellence is able to apply for open call. Let me go back to our eligibility slide quickly. Here. So Nila, no, unfortunately, Seals of Excellence teachers cannot apply to our open call at this moment. And then we also have another question from the same person. What about a company that has Horizon 2020 Phase 2? Are they eligible to apply? No. The company has to have an EIC grant from the Horizon Europe program. So Horizon 2020 already is not eligible, unfortunately. And now we have slides. We have another question. Let me read this. Ina, if you would be so kind to answer.
Oh, I think your microphone disconnected, Thijs. Or is it me?
It could be. Thijs, can you say something so that we can make sure we can hear you well?
Yes.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Sorry.
Okay, so for the third question, hi Thijs, thank you so much for your presentation. I was wondering if there was a certain number of proof of concept versus pilot applications you're hoping to accept, or if the particular category you apply as does not really make a difference. Thanks. So to that question, no, there is no specific defined number of pilots or proof of concept that we will be financing. We will understand the number of the pilots selected and the proof of concepts after the selection and evaluation process of InnoMatch once the open call closes. I hope this answers this question.
So I will encourage our attendees of our InnoMatch session number 2 to really use this moment to talk to us, to answer, to ask any questions that you have, and let us know if you are applying or not, do you have any questions in the application process or anything related to what was just mentioned. Please use the Q&A box that we have. We also have here on the chat the link for all of you to apply to join the Speed for EIC Innovation Procurement Academy that we mentioned, the events taking place on the 7th to the 10th of April, and on the 10th of April, we'll have our own matchmaking slot. So if you want to apply and join this matchmaking, please click on this link and register.
To buy you some time to come up with the great questions, I will. I remember the question from the previous info session that maybe I can answer here again. So, there was in the previous info session there was a question regarding the wording that we use in the documentation is up to 60K that we can support. You can here decide, okay, basically what you need for your pilot, but it will not influence your chance of succeeding. Okay, so just to clarify that part. There's also a part where you can kind of describe what you need. If it's more than 60K, for example, and you're bringing in your own money, again, this does not influence your chance of succeeding. So just to clarify that and buy you some time to come up with an even better question than this one.
Thank you, Lucas, for raising this very important questions that we had with this session. Hopefully, they are also interesting for the attendees of today's info session. I don't see any other questions here on the chat box. Just like to remind everyone to take a look again on all the documentation. Go to our F6S, ask anything that you might find in the next days while preparing your application. Add to our discussion board. We'll be more than happy to answer you directly in the platform. And Inna, do you want to address anything before we start the conclusion of our?
No, Thais, thank you. I think we've covered it all. Just to wrap up, it is super important to read the documents on the website. Everything is there. The guidelines is the most important document. All the information is there. I know that 35 pages is a lot. I know, we all know. But yet, the most important information is there. So do read it. Then please do check the other documents. As Thais showed on the presentation, the application form, the proposal template, it is super important to check it. There are additional guidelines that you can follow that will definitely help you to build your application, to build your good application. So check everything, fill in the proposal template. Ask your committed buyer to fill in the commitment letter and then go to the F6S platform, register if you have not done it yet, and then attach those two files to your online application. There will be a couple of questions that you have to answer as well. Please do not forget, and this is very important, do not forget to write correctly your grant agreement number, because here we are talking about beneficiaries only. So not seal of excellence holders, as we had such question, but beneficiaries contracted by the EIC companies, innovative companies, so that all of those companies, they have a grant agreement number. And there is a particular question in the application form asking you to provide this number. So please do that. And then you'll see the other questions in the application form. Make sure that you have completed everything, then hit the send button, and we'll take it from there. Our external evaluators, which we are currently selected, will start revising all the applications once the open call closes. So this is on my end. This is something I can give as a quick tips for the applicants, and good luck, everyone.
Thank you, Inna.
And I see that
Yes.
Lucas wanted to say something, so please, Lucas.
I know, I'm so sorry. You're really great with your closing already. I'm horrible with closing, but so let's see how I do later. But I just had a quick check in. I don't know if they could type in the chat or raise a hand or do something. I'm curious to who's currently still looking for a committed buyer or for an EIC solver that doesn't have it yet. Because we are, I don't know how you could communicate that. Maybe from the Q&A, you can just let you know. I see Rijvis. You held up your hand. Yeah, I can see. Is anybody else still here looking for a committed buyer? You have a EIC, you're eligible, you have a great solution, but you are missing a committed buyer. Okay, do you have an idea, maybe, of who that can be, or do you have really like zero? Both are fine. So if you have an idea and you would kind of like to use that organization, but you need a little bit extra to get them to commit to this whole application process, and please to also feel free to reach out. We can have that conversation all together. And you are looking for a buyer in healthcare. Okay, great. We do have that in our network quite a bit. So that's is really good. I would write an email to our general email with the big letters in the subject, looking for buyer, okay, so that we can easily find you between all of the eligibility questions that we have. How can we join a matchmaking session to help find another buyer again? Great question. It will be on the session will be on the 10th of April. However, the registration deadline is on the 31st of March. Here, it will be through the Spin for EIC. And I think Thijs shared with you here in the chat a link, which would be really good, especially if you know what sector you're looking for. Then we can even help you even better. So, because we do have buyers in our network, but sometimes it's a bit difficult to get them exactly to talk to the right people. And the more we know about your solution, the better we can target our search. Okay, so if you write us what you're interested in, or actually what you're doing, right? What are you actually doing and want to test? We will not promise full success rate here, but at least we can open up our networks, right? This is not like a full guarantee, but we want to help you. Are the dual use solutions also eligible for support? Yes, they are, right?
Very
There's
good
no
question.
reason not to. Yeah.
Eligible for support only if they haven't received already a grant support for this particular solution, right? If it was not funded already. So it's important to always consider the double funding, right?
Yeah, and that also means kind of what you're applying to do, right? So if you received funding to develop this solution, it's different from if you want to receive funding to test the solution with a committed buyer. So that is not considered dual funding, or double funding. I should say, not dual use and double funding. And feel free also to write us, because we are also with our consortium, some partners are also in other defense projects. So if there's more ways we can help, we will always do that.
Thank you, Lucas and Lina. If you agree, I think we can conclude the session. And of course, again, before we close, I'd like to thank the two of you for joining and presenting the details of the InnoMatch program, and also the attendees that joined us and are interested in our open call for EIC Awardees and buyers. We're really excited and we're looking forward to receiving more applications. So again, please contact us if you have any question in the process or anything related to InnoMatch. I'll be happy to address all of them by email on our F6S platform, or again, if you're going to the EIC summits, we'll be there. Please talk to us. Michael registered 89, so we'll see again each other on the 10th of April for the second training session. And I think with this, we can conclude our InnoMatch info session number 2. Thank you for joining. Hope you have a nice rest of the day. And I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.